Okay. Hello there. My name is Jordan Young, and today I will be giving you my persuasive speech called Remembering Star Wars Legends. Star Wars. We all know it, of the spectacular sci-fi fantasy and franchise. It exists to satisfy the taste of those looking for extraterrestrial thrills and adventure into a galaxy far, far away. A slight minority of Star Wars fans enjoy this type of Star Wars content, called Star Wars Legends, also the expanded universe. Other fans prefer the canon universe established by Disney and Lucasfilm in 2014 because it's smaller. It's only been around for about 8 years, while compared to Legends, it's been around for 40 years, if not more. I personally have a love-hate relationship for Disney canon. I like canon, but I love Legends a lot more. I enjoyed it at the beginning because I was only about 13 or 12, and I just liked any new Star Wars content that came out. I didn't know there was a timeline or continuity where it all had to fit together. But my love for Disney's new Star Wars projects was shattered when I learned that the expanded universe I spent years memorizing and mentally digesting was no longer part of the continuity. It didn't matter no more, basically. The stories weren't going to be told anymore. So Star Wars Legends still matters, and I want as many casual Disney fans and movie fans to enjoy it as much as I do. Even if you've never heard of Legends or wanted to go any further into Star Wars past the movies or one comic you've read, there's always something someone can find inside the expanded universe of Legends that you can like and hold on to. The first EU works. In 1978, Alan Dean Foster created Splinter of the Mind's Eye, and Marvel Classic Comics began their own comic run of Star Wars alongside George Lucas's first movie, A New Hope. Between 1991 and 2010, after those original Marvel comics and the other thing happened, Star Wars had several new book trilogies, games be produced, and comic book trilogies as well be produced as well. And when George Lucas in 1999 created his prequel trilogy that started with The Phantom Menace, the EU enhanced the stories in those movies about Darth Maul, the Clone Wars, Darth Sidious's master, the man that orchestrated the whole war. Novels that are in the EU that have been interested to many fans in general, about Darth Bane, the Sith Lord that started everything that turns into George Lucas's movies. He is the progenitor that started everything. Darth Vader, the most iconic villain in movie history. This book goes into the mental states of Anakin Skywalker / Darth Vader. You'll know what it's like for him being turned into this mechanical weapon. And then for people that just like zombie stories, they created a Death Trooper story, zombies and Star Wars. There's several graphic novels that go into the Old Republic era. Tens of thousands to just thousands of years ago in the past. Very good. Clone Wars graphic novels and comics to tell you more about what was going on, because the movies kind of glance over it, though it's the main overarching theme. Then it goes over how the Empire was forming, since that was glossed over, because there's a time skip from George Lucas' prequel movies to his original movies. That's 20 years. Nobody knew what happened in that time gap before these comics were made. Then video games. The Old Republic also has a lot of video games about it. Then in that 20-year time gap, The Force Unleashed happened, and the Republic Commando game took place in the Clone Wars. More stuff to expand on that. A few eras, or technically all of them I'm about to go over, is the different time points in Star Wars. 25,000 years before the Battle of Yavin, that took place in George Lucas' New Hope movie, to 5,000 years before the Battle of Yavin was the Pre-Republic, before it even existed, until when it became more widely known as the Old Republic era, right here. 6,900 years to 1,000 years before the Battle of Yavin. The Rise of the Empire, that takes place of most stories in the EU, was 1,000 years before the Battle of Yavin to 0, where the Death Star exploded in Episode 4. And from that point after A New Hope was 4 years onward that the rebellion would battle the Empire in the Rebellion era. And after that, those 4 years, they would make the New Republic, and from there, the Jedi Order returned from Luke Skywalker, and onward to even 139 years after the Death Star exploded, there were still Jedi, the Republic, and other forces in the galaxy. In canon, the Empire imploded. Like, it shattered and went into a black hole. It only lasted for about 2 years after Episode 6, Return of the Jedi. And Disney's Star Wars canon explains what happened to them 25 years after that, becoming the First Order that we see in their sequel trilogy. Some Darksiders we see in that is the Second Sister in their newest Jedi Fallen Order game, a Jedi that followed and led a tribe of bandits on a dark world, and in their sequel trilogy, one of their most favorite characters, Kylo Ren. In Legends, though, the Empire did not implode, it just simply shattered like a pane of glass. And they fought amongst each other for over 20 years, while the rebellion turned into a whole republic across the space and destroyed them in the end, because they were too busy looking at one another, not focusing on the real threat. In Legends, there were hundreds of Inquisitors and Darkside agents serving the Emperor and his empire. Hundreds, not just 12 like in canon. This is what the full Legends timeline looks like, but you're not obligated to read all of this. No one is. I haven't. But there's certain eras you can pick and choose what you want, and it don't even have to be a full era. It could be one book, novel, or video game that you can like. Just try to get into it. My works cited here that I gave you for this presentation is from StarWars.com, Imperial Warlords, The Spoilers of the Empire, Part 1. And my Star Wars book that I personally own, The Essential Guide to Warfare. A website called The Brief History of Star Wars Canon, Old and New, by Gizmodo. Star Wars The Inquisitor's History from another file from StarWars.com. Expanding the Universe, a panel-by-panel book of pictures. And the Dark Side Source book that I also personally own. Thank you. That's been my persuasive speech of Star Wars Legends. Thank you for watching. Thank you.